Hello everyone, Carlos Flores, back on basics. Before we begin this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, Back on Basics 9985. Hit the notification button so you can get notified of any new video that comes on board. If you have any comment, any question, any topic, if you want me to give you my opinion on something or my take on something, by all means put it in the comment section. I'll be more than happy to do so. I've been answering comments, questions, topics. So this has been a blend of stuff. Keep it coming. I mean, I enjoyed answering your questions. I enjoy looking at your topics because that gives me perspective on what people want to listen to. And so, again, put it in the comment section. If it's personal, you want to connect with me on social media, you can connect with me on Facebook. You can search Carlos Flores Jr. and you can see my face with my beard in the profile pic. On Instagram, you just type in @BackOnBasics. On X, you can do the same, @BackOnBasics. And now on Threads. Well, it's been a while. I mean this week I've been promoting Threads. So also @BackOnBasics. So what we're talking about today is about how much time we have in a day. You know, I know that we all know, and let me fix my camera a little bit because a little bit of focus. All right. So we all know that we have 24 hours in the day, but the way that we think that we don't. And so we tend to leave things for the last minute, or we don't want to do it, or we get it started, but we don't finish it. Or we just don't start it. I mean, it is what it is. Or we start it and finish it. So in our minds, a lot of the times, we seem to have all the time in the world to do things. But you know what? In my journey, and hard lessons that life has given me, I mean, you got to be honest with yourself. 24 hours is not. It is not a lot of time. I mean, for example, right? Out of those 24 hours, I don't know, between 5 and 7 or 8 are for sleeping. So let's take 7, right? So then you minus 7 out of 24. Now you're down to 17. 17 hours. And now you gotta think about meals, right? When you sit down and have a meal, even if it's half an hour. So let's say you have 3 meals, half an hour, right? That's another hour and a half that goes down. Well, a lot of people have to work. When you drive to work, it may be a few minutes or it may be different time. So as you can see, the time goes lower and lower and lower. And so a lot of the times what I do is I plan out my day so that way I can do my shorts, so that way I can do these longer videos, and then I love to. Great for my online classes, and I mean, it's amazing. Work on my special education classroom, or just preparing for the year, because the year is going to begin again. And so, I mean, there's so many different things, right? And that's not even spending time with those around us. Imagine that. So it's amazing that we get things done. But the people that carve out time because they know a preliminary sketch or schedule that they have. I mean, it may change. Things change all the time. Remember, there's emergencies. There's things that we have to go get or switch or buy or whatever, right? And so, but my message is this. In our minds, a lot of the times we think that we have all the time in the world, which we don't. 24 hours is not 24 hours of pure focus and work. I mean, we got to rest. We gotta do our hygiene. We gotta get ready. We gotta work sometimes, and that's 8 hours. That's 8 hours. Also, I mean, we gotta eat. We gotta spend time with families and friends and support system members. I mean, there's so many things to do that it's amazing that we do them in the time that we do them. But we do. We get them done. And that's the thing. We get them done. But we need to make sure that in the morning and the night before, right? We focus our minds and we focus our physical body. Because if we focus our minds, then we'll be realistic as to when we can do things the next day. What are we planning to do? What are the priorities for the next morning, the next, I don't know, midday, the next afternoon, the next evening? I mean, you can break it down into chunks. And so, like for example, with me, in the mornings, I told you, feed the cats, wash dishes so I can do something physical, water the plants, get ready for work, to school. Sometimes in the morning I do shorts. And so when it matters, we need to make sure that we realize that we don't have 24 hours in a day. We don't have infinite time. We need to make sure that we keep our minds focused, because we don't want to just slow down. Because remember what I said before, right? If you keep on thinking that you have time and time and time, and then you let time pass, oh, believe me, eventually things are going to bottleneck. Things are going to add up. You forget to do this and that and that and that and that. It's a power compounding. But now it's the things that you have to do. I've learned that the hard way. I'm telling you, I'm being very honest with all of you. I mean, it's like, for me, I have to do the finite things to make sure that I'm focused in my mind and focused in my body. And the thing is, if I'm focused in the morning, I do a lot of things before I go to work, and then I do some things after work and in the evening. And so there's a lot of things that we do that take away those 24 hours. And I'm not saying it in a bad way. All I'm saying is the time has passed. I mean, right now I'm doing this video at 4 o'clock p.m. Pacific time. I mean, I could have done it earlier, but I was doing other things. I was trying to finish other things. And so, again, right, prioritize. Make sure that in your mind, you're being realistic with the time that you have left, because it's not infinite. You can't make more time unless you have a time machine. But you can't make more time. I mean, it's impossible. You have to work within the boundaries. The thing is that a lot of the time, it's not just your time, right? There's times when your support system members of your support system call you. Family members call you to help you, or they ask you to help, or they ask you to do something, or they ask you to go and do something somewhere in the town or outside, run an errand. I mean, it's not just the time that we have allotted, right? Because there are times where you have to pivot, where you have to adapt, and you have to change because somebody needs it more than we do, or needs something to be done more than, and they don't have the time, or they're dealing with small kids, or they're dealing with their adult parents, or they're dealing with a lot of different things. And it is what it is. But I want to make sure that you understand that you are not the only one that keeps an eye on that 24-hour, right? 24-hour day. There's a lot of people that ask for you to do things. Your work asks for you to do things sometimes outside of work. I mean, sometimes you have to finish stuff in order for you to meet the deadlines outside of work. Then that takes time out. So again, right? Be realistic. Make sure that you do. My son, he's in his 20s. He's 20 right now. He does a to-do list for every day. And again, one of the things that I think he may do, if not, then I'm going to remind him, is flexible because things change. It's flexibility because things change. He has it written down so that way he can get things done. But I'm not 100% sure. He may or he may not have that flexibility in his schedule. But again, he writes it out. He has it in a notepad for every day. I've seen it multiple days. And that's a good way. That's one way to do so. Put it on your phone, to-do list. You can just check them off as you're done, right? Just major on the majors. Do the big rocks first, so that way the little rocks can be moved around a little bit more, and you'll have a little bit more breathing room. The big rocks are the ones that you can't really move. Unless you're gonna give up something later on. And so again, my suggestion is this, right? You can write things down. That's one option that you can do. When you wake up, you need to have your mind, body ready, right? You need to have kind of like a plan of how you're going to do things throughout the day, taking into account that there's big gaps that are already taken of your day, like work, like school, like sleeping and resting, like spending time with family. And so again, right, let's be realistic that also your schedule can change depending on who needs you at certain times, because there are people that need you. It is what it is. If you help people, if you help your family out, believe me, there's going to be a lot of times when you have to say, okay, I'm not going to do this, or I'm going to start this and then I'm going to continue it at another time. So again, it's very important for you to understand that we only have 24 hours in a day, even though we think that we have forever to get things done. So let's be realistic. Let's start looking at our days to see what we need to do. Let's chunk out the things like sleeping, like eating, like work, like rest, exercise. Remember all these things that I've been saying, right? If you fit it in, I think you'll have a pretty fulfilled day. You'll know where there's wiggle room. And again, this is how I've said before, right? Sometimes you have to make sure that you focus on the big rocks, because if you focus on the little ones, the big ones have less leeway of moving around. They have to be done at a certain time. So again, make sure that you're being realistic with yourself. Make sure you have mind-body balance. Make sure that you're in this moment, in the present moment, because that also helps. That keeps you neutral. It doesn't sway you. Your past or your future don't sway you. So just stay in the moment. Write a list if you have to. Put it in your phone if you have to, right? Keep it in your mind. Mind you that things may move around or you may forget something. Again, right? My recommendation, have it written down either electronically or on a notebook or on a piece of paper. Again, right? What you're doing is you're lowering down your stress because you have it written down somewhere, or you have a plan, and lowering down your stress because you know what your day is going to look like for the most part, right? And then you can start seeing where that wiggle room is to do something extra that you haven't done or you want to do to treat yourself. Because remember, you have to balance. You have to balance here. So you do have to do activities that'll get you motivated, that'll get you compounding. Remember the compounding effect with the small victories to medium-sized victories to large victories? You have to start compounding. Look, I haven't missed many days making these longer videos. I haven't missed many days doing the shorts. I started doing a microbite on Instagram as well. I put the shorts on Threads and on X. The Instagram one is about 30 seconds long. It's like this, right? It's like bullet points, and then it's done. And so I love it. I look forward to doing. I prepare the 30 seconds, the 1 minute shorts. These videos are a little bit longer. any questions answering, any liking the comments that you put in there, my feedback to the comments that you put in there, interaction with some of you in other social media outlets. I mean, it's amazing. I love it. I want this to be close to my full-time job, if not my full-time job. But again, I'm being realistic with myself, right? I am providing with to my family, and so I want to make sure that as I'm building this channel, and again, thank you to the 263 subscribers. I mean, I wouldn't have imagined to have 263 subscribers by this time. I mean, I thought this channel, the following was gonna take a little bit longer, but it hasn't. I am very proud and I'm very thankful for all of you that have subscribed, for all of you that have shared my videos, that have shared my shorts, for all of you that have talked to other people to go and look for at Back on Basics 9985. And so thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Remember, all these videos are going to be for free. All these videos are not going to have any subscription or membership or anything like that. These are for you. You and I are on the same journey. Why am I going to have you pay to be in the same journey? We're going to be in a journey together. Remember, come. I will do the videos. Suggest topics. Because I want to make sure that I'm also doing the things that you want to hear. The things that you want to see. My take on topics that maybe I haven't thought about it. I mean, in my journey, I haven't gotten to that point. And so, again, make sure that you're mindful that even though we have 24 hours, there's a lot of things already preoccupying the majority of those. So you have to make sure to be mindful, write lists, put it on your phone, so that way you don't miss things that you need to do, right? Need to, have to, good to, have to. So it's very different, very, very different. We don't have that much time, but we seem to put things into perspective so that way we're able to do what we need to do. So just keep on doing that. Remember, small victories lead to medium-sized victories, lead to big victories. You are on your way to whatever you have planned or whatever goal you have set. So keep on going. Come back and listen to the stories, listen to the videos, watch the shorts. Come back, because I want to make sure that I tie things together so that way you get the bigger picture. So that way you can decide what you need and what you can decide what to set aside for now, because you may need it later on. So subscribe to my YouTube channel at Back on Basics 9985. Hit the notification button for any new videos that come on board. Again, topics, comments, stories. If you want me to give you my take on any topic, put it in the comment section. So, till next time, Back on Basics.